to get this one going. Underway in Texas. To DeRozan. Rudy Gay. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
George up against DeRozan. To Adams. Knocked loose. Spurs have it.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
DeRozan down low, Aldridge. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Russell Westbrook with the rock to Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. George to Westbrook. OKC now with 4 to shoot. George. Shot off the mark. Good defense to DeRozan. From long range, his first effort off the mark. Westbrook into the front court. Down 4. Paul George to Adams. Able to convert inside.
That's what you like. That rip through right into the shot. That's smooth.
Have to respect all elements of his game. DeRozan against Paul George. To Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay. Here's Westbrook controlling the offense. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
Hey, look. Sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Russell Westbrook. A couple of free throws on the way. A career 81% free throw shooter. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. To Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
This has been quite the redemption story for LA. In the 2016-17 season, there seemed to be a rift between him and Spurs management. Had a very difficult time finding his way, wasn't used to being an anchor down low at the post position. But this is the brilliance of Greg Popovich. Sat him down, spoke to him man-to-man multiple times, and got LA to buy into something bigger than himself, which is the reason why.
Good look that time, but off the mark. Nader, defended by the UConn product. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. George to Westbrook. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Russell Westbrook trying to cash in on the 3-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw good to finish off the 3-point play. The lead is up to 5. DeMar DeRozan with the basketball. To Gasol. DeRozan. Takes stock of the floor. LaMarcus Aldridge. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
The reality is no one can guard a player at his level one-on-one. The help defense needs to be shown, and he needs to see a series.
Against Patty Mills. To George. Westbrook. Just not going down.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Paul George to Westbrook. To Paul George. To Westbrook. That's rebounded by San Antonio. Thunder have it. To Westbrook. Trying to cash in. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
And scores, plus the foul. LaMarcus Aldridge cashes in, and now with a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
LaMarcus Aldridge at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Free throw up and good. Gives him a two-point lead. Westbrook into the front court. He'll run the offense. Has a look. Oh, Russell Westbrook. 3 for 6 now. Deep three at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. We have a tie ball game. Lucky 13s on both sides. 13 all as we start the second quarter. Schroeder with the basketball. All tied up, 13 apiece. Can't connect. Patty Mills to Cunningham. Patty Mills picked up by Patrick Patterson. Here comes the screen. To Patty Mills. And that one out of bounds off a Spur. Schroeder against Patty Mills. Oh, bad pass taken away by the Spurs.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
We're going to see a team take the lead here.
Ferguson to George. Knocks it down off the step back.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Patty Mills to Aldridge. And he's going to the line to shoot.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
And hits the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Thunder with the basketball. Schroeder. Ferguson sizing up Bellinelli. The screen sets him up for 2.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR. Neither was the defense. That makes 2 of us.
Patty Mills to Aldridge. Short jumper won't fall.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Mills in possession. Down just a couple. To Cunningham. And buries a baseline J. There's a reason why they call him the mid-range maestro. Short jumper off the mark. Nader matched up with Bellinelli. Ferguson to Schroeder. And he knocks it down, Jay.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Now whistle. San Antonio is going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Patty Mills picked up by Schroeder. To Cunningham. And he hits.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Here comes the screen. George matched up with Pirtle.
In the second quarter.
From the outside, no good.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's the player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
Here comes the screen. Short jumper won't go down. Jeremy Grant against Patty Mills. The shot turned away by Pirtle. Out of bounds. Last touch by Jakob Pirtle. Pop going to pull the string. New personnel coming on. Schroeder. Now a pass stolen by the Spurs. Rudy Gay matched up with Paul George. Oh, it's blocked by Adams.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
It's Russ at the controls. No good. No daylight. Great defense.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Picked up by the Thunder.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Count it.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To DeRozan. Stuffs it down with authority.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just been going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
George to Schroeder. to Paul George. It's Westbrook, and he buries it on the step back. Jay, this move continues to evolve since the days of Allen Iverson.
It does so much, Ed. When you step back east or west while maintaining your dribble, look at all your options. Number one, a hezi. You look at the rim. The defender jumps. You blow by him. Number two, maybe a crossover in the same direction you just came from to throw the defender off. Or number three, a raise into an easy jump shot. It's easy when you have this bag of tricks.
And when the game's on the line, that's arguably when it's most dangerous.
Time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Thunder put together a nice half and were rewarded with a solid lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Spurs are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. They're best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the San Antonio Spurs.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Russell Westbrook has the defense figured out, and his shots are falling for him. That's a lethal combination that will be hard to overcome.
Who was cold?
DeMar DeRozan certainly hasn't contributed much for his team when it comes to scoring. He kept trying his luck from distance, but more often than not, he was just unlucky. He missed quite a few threes. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
The Thunder have the possession. Westbrook to George. Nothing going here on that drive. Westbrook to Paul George.
Watch the cutter, man.
He's on the deck. Great sacrifice. To DeRozan, Aldridge. Here comes the screen. 5 to shoot for San Antonio.
Watch the back.
Wide open look, won't go. Westbrook across the timeline. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. To George. The Thunder down to 4 in the shot clock. Paul George. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Aldridge. Knocked loose.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Nader guarded by Rudy Gay. Paul George. Russell Westbrook Matched up with Aldridge. Oh, emphatic slam.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
San Antonio ball. DeRozan. To Rudy Gay. No good. Westbrook with it. His team on top by 8. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
DeRozan with it. Looking to make something happen. Aldridge. To DeRozan. Baseline drive. DeMar DeRozan. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Westbrook. To DeRozan. And Adams able to fall. It's an 8-point lead. To Paul George. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. Schroeder guarded by Rudy Gay. Oh, denied.
As my old teammate.
Down low, Aldridge. And the slam. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Schroeder to George. Has a chance. Paul George. 4 out of 7. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Ferguson against Rudy Gay. To Paul George. Ferguson. Trying to cash in. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Paul George trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead. Knocked loose. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Thunder in command of this one. It's the Spurs with the basketball as we begin the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
And a putback slam.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Aldridge to DeRozan. To Aldridge. Short jumper off the mark.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
George up against DeRozan. Here comes the screen. It's George for 2. The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Mills in possession. Down by 15. To DeRozan.
Hey, watch the screen left.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Aldridge. Knocked loose. Thunder have it.
Don't play scared now. Let's push the ball. Let's get this lead up.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
It's DeRozan. To Aldridge. Patty Mills. Tough matchup against George. DeRozan, unbothered by the defense.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Westbrook into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Nothing going here on that drive. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Spurs will take the timeout as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. DeRozan against Westbrook. To Gasol. Pau Gasol. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
George up against Dante Cunningham. From the painted area, won't go down. Mills in possession. Down a bundle. To DeRozan. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range.
I tell you, he's so special, Ed. He makes the game look easy.
A lot of hard work to make it look easy. Here's Schroeder with it. He'll run the offense. KG lets it fly. Add 2 points to the board.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Right now, San Antonio's possession. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. Probing the defense. Shot from in close, no good. Oh, it's blocked by Adams. And he'll head to the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Off the mark on the first free throw. He missed a pair of free throws. George knocks it down on the step back. That was not easy.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
DeRozan. Here comes the screen. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
DeMar DeRozan at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 82%. Free throws good to cap off the 3-point play as they draw a tiny bit closer. George to Schroeder. Russell Westbrook matched up with DeRozan. Has a chance. Slams it home on the putback.
Oof. Really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
Spurs have it. DeRozan picked up by Westbrook. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Oh, bad pass taken away by the Spurs.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder dominated this game from beginning to end. The scoring display they put on is going to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Spurs lost this game long before the final buzzer. And it's games like this where veteran players can be so important. They've been through these types of blowouts, and they know what it takes to keep a locker room united. Check out the leading scores for the San Antonio Spurs.
Game trap. Steals. Player of the game.
Paul George was happy to throw down plenty of dunks. And if the defense happened to be there, he brought them along for the ride. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.